Good afternoon. Welcome to ELL Plus. I'm Andrea Polanco.
And I'm Madj Buchto. And in this week's program, getting online in Croydon, people excluded from the digital revolution now receive internet training.
Is anything being done about the mountain of rubbish next to New Cross Gate Station?
And people in Hackney wake up to no water. We have a reporter at the scene.
For many people, the internet is a valuable source of information and a way to stay in touch. But for those who lack basic digital skills, the computing world can be frightening. Local residents in Croydon are being offered help to overcome their worries. Katy reports.
For many, the digital world can be a lonely and confusing place. Go On UK, the digital skills charity, in partnership with Croydon Council, have opened a series of digital zones to help local residents become computer confident.
So Go On was first set up to address the dearth of digital skills in the UK. Currently there are around 12 million people who lack basic digital skills, so the ability to fill in a form online, to send an email with an attachment, so if you're applying for a job, for a CV, that sort of thing. So our main mission is to work with local partners to help to address that skills gap and to enable the UK to become a more digitally enabled nation.
Recent research showed that 23% of adults in London were not confident in carrying out simple online tasks. Whether it be booking appointments online, checking bus timetables, setting up email accounts, or reconnecting with family and friends, the Go On digital zones aim to give locals the skill they need to make life a little bit simpler.
So from knowing nothing about computers, I'm now learning, gaining more knowledge and wanting to learn more. So I've got to the stage where it's become exciting for me.
The dominance of the digital world is only going to get greater. More and more councils are putting their services online. So schemes like Go On Croydon are vital so that no one gets left behind. A number of digital zones have opened throughout Croydon, where local residents can go for free to get trained up in basic digital skills. Katy, ELL Plus.
Commuters using New Cross Gate Station might have noticed an unusual problem, a mountain of rubbish that has been bothering local residents.
It's been christened the Deptford Dump on Twitter. Our reporter Areej Zayat has been following the story and joins us now. Areej, I understand this mystery pile of rubbish has been there for at least 2 months. Why is it still there?
When we contacted the local councillors, they said they've been investigating this big mountain of rubbish for quite some time with the Environment Agency. They're trying to find out who is responsible for it. As you know, dumping rubbish in any private land is considered a crime. So they're trying to find these criminals. Meanwhile, this land is owned by a private owner, and he's the one who's responsible of clearing out all this rubbish, and although he has been pressured by the local council, he said he couldn't afford it, it costs too much. However, 2 days ago we ran into 2 men who were on the site and they were sorting out all this rubbish, and the good news for everyone living in New Cross, a new construction company has been hired to clear out the space.
Yeah, and has the council done anything about this problem yet?
Yes, they are the ones who pressured the landowner, and this is why he contracted these people. They are expecting this land to be cleared out in about 4 weeks.
So what are neighbors saying about this?
They were furious. On one side of the land, there is only a wall, a very thin wall, separating all this rubbish from children's gardens, children's playgrounds. So it's very dangerous. Rats could be there, a lot of health hazards could be there as well. So everyone's saying this is disgusting. This is the comment that we heard from everyone there, especially mothers.
All right,
thank you. Areej.
A Croydon College has won a major award from the National Diversity Center, taking home the prize for Principal of the Year. Our reporter Nina Lecourt went to John Ruskin College to meet its prize-winning head in person.
It was his work for equality, diversity and inclusion that led Mohammed Ramzan being awarded the National Center for Diversity Award. This has helped John Ruskin College to be in the top 100 of 600 organizations in the UK.
As I was walking around the college, the students were saying, "Oh, congratulations say, we hear you've been shortlisted, and I was quite amazed at how quickly the students had actually learned about the shortlist for the college as well. And there was a great sense of achievement for the following day when I came in on Friday and I met a number of the group of students. We have something called the Student Partnership, and it was great to meet with them and for them to recognise in personal achievements and handshakes and well done sir, we're really proud, and it's a fantastic achievement. So yeah, it's a remarkable achievement for the whole college, and I think it just recognises as students the work that they put in to ensure that this college community continues to stretch itself and continue to find new ways of working, continues looking to improve things, how we do things, how we work with our students, how we work with our staff, particularly in aspects of learning. Just recognises those achievements, regardless of the student's starting point and their background.
Principal Ramzan is close to his staff and students. He is curious about their work and their future.
It's embedded. It's if you think of John Ruskin as our body, it's our blood. The quality under it, yes. So we strive very hard to kind of, to be the best.
I think the award is a tremendous achievement for the college. It's a good representation of all the hard work that everyone, especially the principal, has been doing in the past couple of months, and I think it reflects well on how diverse and how welcoming we are to everyone, and just the journey that we're all on together, trying to get to beyond outstanding, basically.
I completely agree. I think it helps the students as well to know that their staff actually care about them.
After being rated as outstanding by Ofsted in 2013, Mohammed Ramzan has a new 3-year plan for John Ruskin to become a brilliant college and hopefully one day become the #1 school in the UK. Nina Lecourt, ELL+.
Coming up after the break, Shoreditch ravers take to the streets to defend their right to party.
And ELL Plus goes to the opening night of Lewisham's brand new cinema. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to ELL Plus. Our top story today: Croydon Council helps residents get to grips with the digital world.
We've all heard of power cuts, but what about a water cut? People in Hackney woke up to find their taps weren't working this morning. Our correspondent, Simisola Jọláòṣò, reports from the scene.
Residents in Hackney got quite a surprise this morning when they woke up to no water. The problem was caused by a leak which affected pressure, leaving residents here with no running water for a few hours this morning. 5 postcodes between E1 and E9 in East London were affected.
Yes, the water shortage, it was a couple of times last year, but it happened last Monday at my uncle's. They just turn the water off without us knowing. But it does happen, they don't let you know anymore. Years ago, if they were going to do that, they'd send you a letter or a card and let you know, but they don't anymore, they just cut it off, which is not fair, especially for elderly as well. If they don't know and they haven't filled, their kettle or, drinking water or things like that. So it does happen quite a bit.
But thanks to social media, people were able to alert Thames Water, who have now restored the water. Simisola, Jasmin, Jọláòṣò, ELL+.
Now, with more of the latest news, here's Jọláòṣò.
Transport for London has promised to do something about the Lower Clapton Road junction in Hackney. It has been the site of several serious accidents. A proposal for a new informal roundabout aims to create a slower, more pleasant environment for both cyclists and pedestrians. However, locals and campaigners have voiced concerns. They say the development is not going to work. Restaurant and cafe owners in Croydon are angry at proposed tax increases. More than 700 people have signed a petition against council plans to raise fees for outdoor seating space from the current £89 a year. The owner of the Matthews Yard Cafe told ELL Plus that if the changes go through, he'll have to pay over £2,000 a year more than he does now. Goldsmiths College has been named the greenest university in London in a new study. The success comes on the back of hard work carried out by the college's specialist Greening Goldsmiths team. Goldsmiths has also nominated for 3 awards at the Green Gown Awards last year. Hackney is among the top 10 saddest places in the UK. The Office for National Statistics carried out a 3-year-long study looking at people's happiness across Britain. Many Hackney locals took to social media to disagree with the gloomy outlook. For instance, Paddy Carroll said, "Hackney is great, always number one."
Hundreds of people took to the streets of Shoreditch at the weekend to defend their choice to party at all-night raves. Jweihan went to the demonstration and brings us this.
Almost 3,000 people have said that they would attend the protest after the event was organized on Facebook. However, only a few hundred people turned up. The event called on people to remember previous protests in support of the rave culture back in the 1990s, where ravers gathered to protest against the introduction to anti-party laws.
I'm here today to try and get laws kind of relaxed and to kind of make kind of partying just a little more free again. I feel that the Conservative government's gradually encroaching on people's liberties with the surveillance bills and stuff, and I kind of want to fight against that.
Make London a space which is kind of experimental again, do you know what I mean? Where like culture takes place, where culture... London's become too much, from kind of gentrification. People in London consume culture, but they no longer produce culture. And London used to be a space of place of cultural production, where you have kind of a hybridity of culture, all these different things going on, and all too often now it's about consuming it. And it leaves London sterile.
The police were there to ensure the event passed peacefully.
Well, what's happening here today at the moment is a lot of people having fun, dancing to some music, etc., which is what we hope for, because the only reason that police are here is because the organisers of this event, which was advertised as a protest to freedom to party, didn't actually speak to police beforehand, so we didn't really know what was going to happen. There's some concern that there might be people who wanted to engage in criminality that would be attracted to this event.
The organisers, who go by the name Acid City, say they are the new generation. They want to take back what they call as their right in the underground scene and fight for what they believe in.
Protesters are here to promote the freedom to celebrate and party in public spaces and areas in hopes of changing the law and regulations. Whether this is a good or a bad idea, we're not sure yet, but for the time being, everyone seems to be enjoying their time with no harm being done. Jweihan, ELL Plus, Shoreditch.
A new partnership between Goldsmiths College and Curzon Cinemas brings a full-time cinema to Lewisham for the first time in 15 years. Susanna Lee went along on the opening night to see what film fans made of it.
Preparations are underway for a grand opening. Popcorns, soda drinks are on offer, and new film posters are on the wall. A unique partnership between Goldsmiths, University of London and Curzon Cinemas is bringing a full-time cinema back to Lewisham for the first time in 15 years.
You know, we've got a student body of roughly 8,000 people here, plus quite a large faculty as well, in a really respected arts university. So there seems to be like a natural made audience for art cinema, for art house cinema, independent cinema, which is what we do. And then beyond that, you've got the people of Deptford and across Lewisham who have been without a cinema for a long time, and they've had to travel out of the borough, and now there's one much closer to where they live. So I think we're going to have those two main audiences coming into the cinema.
The cinema kicks off with 2 Oscar-nominated films, The Revenant and The Big Short.
I think it's pretty cool. I like the fact that it's very local now. I mean, I could just get to the cinema with my friends instead of travelling far.
Really exciting, especially because it's in my uni, so something to look forward to every week.
To be honest, I feel quite exciting because it's my first time to know that we can have a cinema actually built inside the campus, so quite looking forward for tonight.
The cinema will show films on weekday evenings and all day on weekends. Ticket price range from £6 to £12. The cinema has been refurbished with a high-quality sound system and a new 4K projector. This cinema is part of the exciting strategy to make Goldsmiths the hub of a new arts and media quarter in New Cross. Susanna Lee, ELL Plus, Lewisham.
Coffee is the most popular drink worldwide, with around 2.5 billion cups consumed every day. Here in Britain, the coffee shops industry has expanded quickly in the last 15 years.
Two coffee lovers from France came to Tech City in East London to create a smartphone app that helps people to get their caffeine fix on the go. Areej Zayat has this.
The scent of fresh ground coffee is in the air, and the British are growing fonder of it. There are about 7,000 independent coffee shops in the UK, and some of the best allow their customers to top up unlimited drinks using their smartphone like an Oyster card. This is what two startup digital business owners dreamed up when they came to Tech City last year. Ruben Grigri and Jeremy Cortial are childhood friends who grew up in France with a passion for coffee. They moved to Tech City in London to turn their idea of an app into reality. Drip App, the name of their app, is now conquering London with a network of 150 carefully selected independent coffee shops. Here, at Slate Coffee in Shoreditch, members can use the app.
So I'm about to order my first coffee using Drip App, and I'm going to experience this and see what it feels like to just walk in, grab my coffee and go.
All the users need to do is buy a prepaid plan, choose a coffee shop, choose a drink from the built-in menu, and show it to the barista. The coffee cup will be in their hands in minutes. Co-founders Jeremy and Ruben came to London because people drink more coffee here than in France. They also think Tech City is a great place to start up their business.
There is a lot of working space, for example. So at the beginning we were working at the Google campus, and so it's like a free space where you can just go and without paying anything, and you can just work from there. So that's something very big as well. And but because we raised money as well, like 6 months ago, with some angel and private investor, and there is a very good scheme here which helps investors push investors to invest in like small companies. So I think it's a very big thing here in UK.
The duo also faced many difficulties.
As you said, for us it's completely new. It's our first real company, and we are not developers, we are not tech people, so we had to find the perfect third guy to help us to build our dream product. So we took time to find the perfect developer. We look at different options like outsourcing the development, finding an agency, freelancer and everything. But luckily we find a good friend of a friend who was like a big developer, and he managed to build the app we wanted. And now he's working with us full time, so it's a really good news for us because he's really valuable for the company as well. That was the biggest challenge at the beginning.
The owner of Slate Coffee London said these guys did a great job as she joined the app when it launched last May.
And I just met the guys, and they were really nice, and they came in and talked to me. I had a conversation with Jeremy about it, and they seemed really passionate. Everyone's developing an app right now, so after a while, every day someone comes in, I've got an app, and you're like, yeah. But they seemed really passionate about it, and I talked to them for ages, and it seemed a really good concept, and they seemed really behind what they're doing, and they love coffee, so that was encouraging.
More coffee shops want their coffee available via smartphones. Some technology critics say Tech City failed to create multi-million-pound digital businesses, but the co-founders of Drip App are optimistic and want to take their passion for coffee outside London. Areej Zayat, ELL Plus.
That's all what we have for you today. Thank you for joining us.
Have a great weekend. Goodbye.
Goodbye.